Okay, we're just doing a quick test here. Let's see if this works. All right, we got ourselves something here. Bear with me, I'm going to go and check a couple of things. Let's see, I got to connect. All right, and I want to just make sure that this is working correctly. All right, so this setup that I'm using is one that I've been working on off and on for a little bit. And I had to kind of stop here, but it looks like we're good to go again. So let's see if I can get back to the stream here and see if we're connected still. All right, looks like we're good here. Okay, unmute. Let's see if I can get back to the live section right there. Okay. All right. Okay, what this setup is I've got a Raspberry Pi set up on my desk here, and it's feeding into a virtual machine in the cloud, and it's going over to YouTube, and it's using that secure, reliable transport protocol. So, not really talking fishing this round. I am mainly just trying to test out, see if this is actually going to work like it should. Just unfortunately, the lighting, I think I need to work on that. So let's see. Maybe I might have some extra lighting deals here. Let me just play around with this real quick here. Okay, let me turn on. I think I've got an extra light over here to my left. Oh yeah. Okay, good. Oh shoot, I just dropped it. Alright, I'll have to find that later. But okay, what I'm trying to do is just bring over some lighting so I can get some better lighting here. Okay. I think maybe I need to just clamp it on here to my monitor. Oh yes. There we go. Alright. I think if I bring it down a little bit, maybe a little bit more to the left. Okay, let me do it a little bit more up. Okay. So yeah, it's this little Raspberry Pi is what it's called. And I think I've got it working like it should. I think I will make some adjustments to it. I got to make a case for it, but this is pretty much a test run. I just really wanted to see if I could get this thing working. And right now, I'm very, very happy with this. So what I had to do is make a few adjustments here and there. Specifically the I don't know if I can show you it too well here, but okay, it's got a little Raspberry Pi camera. I've got a microphone off here so I can talk a little bit closer if I get up close. Alright, and I can kind of move back a little bit, and so far it seems to be working. I'm liking this. Okay, so if you guys have any questions on the setup, really just wanted to let you know that I've got it working. And with that, I can step back. I think I need to talk a little bit louder since I got the microphone over here. But so I'm using a Raspberry Pi. What is it? 2 Model B, and let's see if I can show you what it looks like by using my phone, kind of mirroring it here. Okay. Okay, so all right. So this is what it is right here. So that's the Raspberry Pi. Okay, camera. Okay. All right, and then that's the Raspberry Pi itself. Let's see if I can shoot the light down on it. There we go. All right. All right. Got a little microphone here, and yeah, I just kind of had to play with it a little bit to finally get it working, and I'm very happy with it. The main thing that I wanted to take advantage of is that secure, reliable transport. Okay, and what that does is allows me to use a lower bandwidth and shoot it up into the cloud, and I've got this portable setup. Let me grab it real quick. Alright, okay, so I think I showed this in the past, but this is a little mesh bag here, okay, and right here is my travel router. And because the Raspberry Pi, the model that I have is not Wi-Fi capable. It doesn't have a wireless Bluetooth deal. I got to get an adapter for it. Went ahead and did this instead. Made this travel router. So I've got a GLI Net Opal travel router. I've got a USB modem here and a power deal, a power bank, and I connect that, and then I can take the LAN connection right here, Ethernet connection, connected to Raspberry Pi, and now I've got connectivity streaming up to wherever. I do have a little push button piece that I added some a little toggle switch that allows me to turn the stream off and on, and then I remotely trigger the virtual machine on the cloud to get the streaming from the Raspberry Pi to YouTube. And right now I'm seeing that this is very good. I mean, the quality of the video looks really good. Hello, hi, Podderized Device. How's it going? Just normally I'm talking fishing, but this round I wanted to just kind of tell you what I put together, and I think I've got myself a successful test in making this Raspberry Pi webcam, basically, or remote cam. It's using that SRT protocol, so it's giving me a little bit more leeway when it comes to the stream quality, and I'm not getting a lot of that lagging pixelation stuff, it looks like. So that's very good. And then I do have that travel router built in. The other thing that I did was, I did this when we were down in Galveston, was I picked up one of these AT&T phones right here for like 19 bucks, and I use this to connect wirelessly to that travel router, and then that's another means for me to, one, trigger the remote capability of the virtual machine, as well as bring up YouTube so I can stay engaged with y'all. Because one of the big problems I was having when I was streaming, be it from the DJI Osmo Action 4, using the app to connect to YouTube, or if I was using even my GoPro, same issue was I could not connect with you guys. I couldn't stay engaged with the chat. It was kind of blind. It was just going out there and I couldn't see anything. The other thing is when I did go to my phone, which I'll do this on the fly, I'll have it connected here, I'll have another microphone, and I can stay engaged with you on the chat itself, but it's using the RTMP protocol, and so I get into a low bandwidth area where there may not be some high-speed network capability, 5G, etc. Then I started running into the lagging, the latency, and the pixelation on the screen, on the video feed. However, in this case, hey, this SRT protocol seems to be working really well. All right. The main thing I do notice that from the camera standpoint, I need to have good lighting, so I'll have to keep that in my back pocket. And from a monitor the chat standpoint or the stream, I've got my iPad right now, but I can just switch over to that AT&T phone as well. So if you guys have any questions, certainly call it out if you have any questions on the gear that I'm using. But right now, I would say this would be a successful test of the Raspberry Pi. All right, so let me just add that in there. Raspberry Pi SRT. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Let's move that. SRT Livestream. All right. And yeah, after a little bit of having a finagle a little coding here and there, be it with some Python as well as some bash scripting, I got it working. Big thing was, it is very quirky, especially when you switch microphones. So one moment I was using one of these Zoom H1s connected with a USB deal, and it was using well, it was calling the hardware differently, so that when I coded it from a headless, so no monitor set up on the Raspberry Pi, I had to make some coding adjustments there, and after that I now have a headless stream. Okay, and then I am using a little toggle switch here where I can kind of pop this and start and stop the stream. And what's nice is I don't need another monitor, and once I have this set up, I believe I can make a little case for it. Since I got the old 3D printer behind me, I'll probably design something so I can mount all this into one mobile piece, and that'll just be added to my arsenal of live streaming gear, or in real life IRL streaming. Hi Cole, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Just talking a little live streaming setup right now where I'm just kind of doing a little testing here. Normally I'm talking fishing and whatnot, but this round really just wanted to see if this thing is working properly, and so it is. Let's see. Let me grab this real quick. Yeah, so normally what I'll be doing is I got one of these little clapper things. I can do that, and what it does is I'll put like the video that I'm doing. In this case, this is take 1, December 10 or September 10 BFS fishing I did. That was pretty cool. Kind of setting up some streams in that matter. But let's see. I think the other setup I was using was the GGI Osmo Action 4, where I was using the wireless microphone when I went kayak fishing, and I mounted it on a pole and stuck it in my stern rod holders, and that was able to get you a view of everything in this area, so I could be paddling away and you can see everything. Hey Ground Fog, how's it going? Just kind of testing the live stream capability. I'm using that Raspberry Pi that I've been kind of struggling with, trying to get it set up, but it's now working. The next test I do, once I make a case for it, is I'm probably going to stream from that travel router and see how this works. I do like having that toggle switch now to where I can turn off the stream or start the stream service on the fly. And I am surprised how well this little camera that I got for the Raspberry Pi, I got it for like 17 bucks off Amazon, and yeah, it's like autofocus, and as long as you have some good lighting. I do have it cropped so it'll come in as a vertical stream, so that seems to be working well. And then other than that, yeah. Well, hey, while we're here, we might as well do a little talking fishing. Let me go grab the setup that I used yesterday. Okay. All right, here it is. This is the Shimano Scorpion BFS 6G. Getting a little beat up now, and I've got it on that Berkeley Lightning rod. Okay, and let's see if I can show you. And this is the lure I was using. It was the Rapala X-Rat. Okay, it's their lightest version or smallest version. And what was nice about the other day was I was getting some pretty good strikes. I do like that suspending capability that it has when you're fishing it. So you'll be casting it, it'll dive down as you reel it in, and then you stop and just kind of suspend and stay at that level that it dove down to. And a lot of my strikes were happening on that stop, when I would stop the retrieve and just kind of let that Rapala X-Rat just kind of hover at the depth that it dove to, and boom, I'd get a hit. One of the other things that I liked was when I was fishing on this one particular cypress tree with the cypress tree knees and roots going into the water, there was a lot of, be it some little bait fish as well as some fish fry that were just kind of hanging in there. And I was noticing a number of bass just coming in there and just pounding away at them, just off and on consistently for the hour that I fished there. They were coming in there more often than not, and I ended up hooking a couple, if not 3. I did have several other ones, include one nice size one that I believe would have went bigger, the biggest one that round. But unfortunately, he got off. I was reeling it in, and I was stopping just short of where the roots were, about a rod length away from the bank, and I would just let the X-Wrap just hover where I stopped it, and I could see that line, or I could see or feel in some cases that line pick up or the lure pick up, and I would set the hook, and sure enough, I'd have it on there. But well, unfortunately, that's fishing. They threw the lure on me. So bummer there. I was a really bummer there, but I'm still having fun with it, you know. I'm still sticking with that 4-pound Stren mono right here. I still have a bunch of that 8-pound Stren, high vis orange one. Okay, and I still have. Let me go grab it real quick. Right here is the Shimano Corrado BFS XG, and I was using that Yuzuri. It's 4-pound equivalent, but it's actually 20-pound test. Okay, so 20-pound braid, 4-pound mono equivalent, and this is the one that I was using on the coast. It's a 2-piece 7-foot rod right here. Okay, and I have to admit, I really had some fun fishing saltwater on this baby. Caught me a nice sized pompano, caught me multiple spade fish, and a number of needlefish, and countless speckled trout, croaker, whiting, etc. that we were using for bait, going for some of the sharks that were down there. So yeah, definitely recommend the Shimano Corrado BFS XG. Yuzuri 4-pound test braid, or correction, 20-pound test braid, equivalent 4-pound mono. This was a sure thing for me. I did not worry about breaking off that whole time. In fact, when I was fishing the Spanish mackerel and got some cutoffs, you know what I mean, meaning yours truly forgot about, well, they got sharp teeth and they'll just cut your line like nothing. So unfortunately, I didn't have any leader, steel leader. I did make some out of some baling wire to keep me in the game, and then later on I picked up several lengths. I think all they had at the time when we were down on the coast was 12-inch leader. But guess what I have now in the tackle box? I got some 18-inch wire leader now, just in case, you know what I mean? Anyhow, that was a fun time with that Spanish mackerel. My fishing buddy caught a nice one, about 25-inch. I'm making a tail mount out of it. Let's see, I have an old. Let's see, I don't have it anymore. Or no, let's see. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I think I caught sight of it. So what I do is for the fish that we keep, catch and cook, you know what I mean? We'll save the tails and make a tail mount out of them. So let me see if I can find it real quick. It was I see it right now. Bear with me, I'm just going to grab it. It's just right behind me here. Alright. I've got another one in the works right now for the one that my fishing buddy caught this past trip to Galveston. But what I'm showing you, or getting ready to pull, is the tail mount that I got. A little dirty here. Okay, so this was caught, let's see, May 18, 2013. Nice. Okay, and it was a little 16.5-inch Spanish mackerel. All right, little tail mount. So my buddy caught one. I think it was 27-inch, and I am getting that made up in some borax and whatnot, dry it out, and then I'll get another tail mount made for it. We do have several other tail mounts I can show you real quick if you guys want to see. Let me see if I can grab it here. Right here. Okay, so this one is a tail mount of a shark that I caught, and included a little jaw deal in there. So, isn't that pretty cool? All right. This one was a 27 and 1/8-inch black tip. It was caught July 25, 2015. All right. So these tail mounts are pretty cool. All right. kind of like it because you can still eat them as well as preserve the memory. All right, and then this is this stainless or non-stainless hook, circle hook, that my fishing buddy caught a 5-foot black tip on, and you can see how it kind of straightened it out a little. So we had a little fun fishing that one, or catching that one. And bear with me, I'm gonna grab it right here. I still have that mount. Okay, right here. And this one's a pretty cool one. This one took several months to get cleaned up and everything and dry, but yeah, pretty cool, huh? 5-footer. Made some great shark steaks. Yeah. Okay. Cool stuff. Anyways, we didn't get any big ones this year other than that one, or at least shark-wise. We did get a 36-inch black drum. That was pretty cool. And then we had some other folks that we helped out bring in their catch because we had a pier net with us. We learned the first round that it's always good to have a pier net, especially when you're fishing on the coast like that, because hey, you never know what you're going to get. And in fact, we did get that one stingray that went, I'd say about 200 pounds or close to 200 pounds, where it took basically the whole end of the T-head pier. There were, I think, 9 other people there. They helped us lift it up and bring them in. So that was certainly a fun time there. All right. Anyhow, just wanted to get a little live stream going, testing out this Raspberry Pi. It's working really well. I like the microphone setup. I can see and engage with y'all on the chat, and at the same time keep everything hands-free and just free up some of the gear that I have. So it's just basically fire and forget. In this case, launch the live stream, keep the connectivity, and at this point I could pretty much just kind of fish. All right. So I can still focus on fishing while you guys can stay engaged and maybe see what I'm doing and maybe call out anything, because as the motto of the channel is, learn to fish by our trials and errors. All right, and yours truly has had a lot of errors and hopefully learned a lot of things too, because hey, I'm still catching a fish or two. All right, all for now. Next time we catch y'all later. Good luck and good fishing.